So welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be doing a ranking video list from worst to best of one of my favorite pop punk groups of all time, blink-182. So yes, this is going to be all 9 albums total, and also their demo album is going to be also included on this list. So let's start with number 10. Number 10 would be Cheshire Cat. Cheshire Cat, we all know since when it came out back in the mid-90s, was basically their actual debut album. But this is the album I barely even come back to. So I think the last time I listened to Cheshire Cat was basically it's been a while. I just can't remember the last time I ever sat down and listened to Cheshire Cat, because that was the last album. That was the only album I probably never come back to as much. So yeah, so this is usually below my list on this review ranking video. I meant. So I know I can't talk to it. I just woke up. So yeah, Cheshire Cat is below my list. This is the number 10th spot. Number 9 would be the demo album called Buddha. Buddha is basically their earlier material. Their first release, which is basically the demo of songs that was going to be featured on their first album, which would have been Cheshire Cat, like what we just talked about. So I did like it, but it's going to be a raw sounding album, because like take Green Day's Demolicious for example. That was basically demo songs that they had written in raw form in the studio with their trilogy that they released back in 2012, which was Uno, Dos, Tres. It's kind of the same thing, but with Buddha is basically it's a raw sound album, which basically it's demos. That's what you expect from a demo. It's raw. So yeah, number 9, Buddha. Number 8 for me is Dude Ranch. This is the one I barely come back to as well, because there is a few songs I do like on this record, but you know, once in a while, sure, I'll listen to Dude Ranch, but it's not the ones I think of when I listen to Blink-182. So yeah, so I do listen to it, but it's not very often. But I do have it in my collection in case I want to listen to it, and I'll put it on this for this re-listen to it, I guess, right? So yeah, number 8 for me, Dude Ranch. Number 7 would be their 2016 album, California. California for me. Oh my god. What would I say about the album California? California, for me personally, was just I wouldn't say it's mediocre. It just sounds so redundant at times. So you got the whoa whoa whoas and the na-na-nas and stuff, like, you know, from Danger Days, from My Chemical Romance, with all that. So yeah, California is basically like that. It has the ups and downs. For me, it was just big. I do listen to it quite a bit, but it's just, for me personally, it's just a meh for me. It's good, but it's just get rid of all the redundant stuff out of it, right? So yeah, it's number 7 for me, California. Number 6, in my opinion, would be Neighborhoods. Neighborhoods was really good at that time, but I remember listening to it recently. I think it's been months ago. I remember getting a CD at Goodwill, and I listened to it. I fell in absolute love with it. But obviously, and some people are going to say, why is it not higher? But let me explain. But there are some songs I do enjoy off of Neighborhoods. There are some I do not. But yeah, Neighborhoods for me is in my 6th spot. Number 5 for me will be their self-titled album entitled Blink-182. Blink-182, or the self-titled in this case, would be, it's good. There are some good songs in it. There's some memorable songs on it, like Missing You. There's Feeling Like This. There's a few other good songs on this album I do like. But there's probably a very few here or there I just don't care for. Like the, I forgot what song it was, but it was in the album. So I just think the album was good, but it could have been better with a few other songs that I don't care for. But obviously, not a lot of people will enjoy it with every song that they produce, or any album they produce, obviously. So yeah, so number 5 for me, blink-182, their self-titled release. So number 4 for me would be their latest record, One More Time. One More Time, absolute favorite. I love this song, but it's not my top favorite, but it's in my top 4. So this album, sure, yes, it's a follow-up to their 2019 album, 9. This album, really good. It was a long anticipated album, and this is the first time, like I already said in my review of this album, is the first time since 2011, I think, when they released Neighborhoods. Tom DeLonge has returned to the band, so that it was an absolute joy, because we were wondering when we were going to get Tom DeLonge back into Blink-182, and it finally happened. So when they released their single together again with Edging, and absolutely love with that song. So yeah, that was my number 4 pick, One More Time. And number 3 for me would be their 2019 release, 9. Basically, this one I do love. Sure, they released one of the worst singles all the time, but it was like the weakest they could have released, was what's called Blame It On My Youth. But the overall album, I do enjoy it, because I remember listening to this album to death when it came out. And I had to get the physical copy, which I did. I had to beg my parents to get it from me at Target, but luckily I did. So I got it, listened to it from beginning to end, fell in love with it. And I remember going to on my computer, ripping the album on my computer and transfer it to my phone. I can actually listen to this on repeat 24/7 a day. That was, oh my gosh, that was good. That was a good album. So yeah, from number 3 for me, 9. And my top 2, now we're on the top 2 now. My second favorite is Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. This one, this is my go-to too. One of my go-tos. Take Off Your Pants and Jacket would be my second go-to album. Meaning, because there's a lot of good songs on this album. It's got First Date, you got The Rock Show, you got Anthem Part 2. There's a lot of good songs. I can't complain with their 4th release back in 2001. But this album, absolute fan favorite for me personally, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree with that too. So in my number 1 spot has to be Enema of the State. This is their most successful release of all time, and I have to agree with that, because it's obviously one of my favorites. Because you got Dumpweed, you got What's My Age Again, Adam's Song, All the Small Things, Mutt. There's a few other good songs on it. So there's a lot of good songs and a lot of good tunes. So yeah, so you can't complain with that album, because it's one of the best Blink-182 albums. That's when you think of Blink-182, they usually think of Enema of the State. So that's my ranking of all. I had to write on a piece of paper so I can't remember when I want to replace these. In some of you may say, yes, it's not easy to place all of these albums. Which way I think a lot of people could do this. They can write it down and they can have it for a video. But for me, it helps me remember where I place what. That I don't have to redo the whole video, and that's gonna be the whole ordeal. But so yeah, so I use this that I actually can know what I'm talking about and in what order that I want to place these from worst to best. So yeah, so anyway, if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and also let me know in the comments down below what would you place these albums from worst to best of Blink-182 albums. So anyway, that's it for today. So anyway, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.